Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming and, of course, the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm your host, Judah Terry, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host and good friend, Rowan Fern. And this is Season 2, Episode 26, I believe. It is indeed. Anyway, Rowan, how have you been this week? How have you been?
Been pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Gaming quite a bit.
Gaming. What game have you been into? I already know.
This leads
tell
into the first topic is Microsoft Flight Simulator. You got it, and then I got it. It was on sale for the summer sale, the Steam summer sale, you got it, and it's been brilliant. I have to say.
I don't know.
I really have to say. I mean, you were saying you were getting into. Didn't you say last podcast? You said getting into Roblox or something, and now
we're getting into. Well, here's the funny thing. I got into Roblox, which we spoke about again. I was like, you know what?
Game on it.
Yeah, there's some fun games on there, and I discovered the flight simulator on Roblox, which is the 5-year-old's version of Microsoft. It's so goddamn easy. You just press E and you fly. And you use the mouse. I don't know, bro. I think I'm on my plane phase. All of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I'm into planes. You know, I wake up one day, I'm like, you know what? I like aeroplanes. I like pilots. I like aeroplanes. You know what I mean? Everyone goes through phases. Like, I'm on my aeroplane phase right now. Like, I don't know what I've done. I've subscribed to a bunch of aeroplane reviewing channels. and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the real... I'm going to stop playing little stupid flight simulators that are for kids. I'm going to get the real deal. I'm going to buy...
Don't go slagging off the creator, because didn't he get in touch with you about your stream? He knows who you are.
Who? Who?
The guy who made the playing game on Roblox, and you say?
Oh no. He was a I thought it called like he owns a flight sort of thing in the game. No, he's a good friend of mine. I don't diss the game, like the Roblox games, but compared to let me explain. I've downloaded Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, this is the real deal. Compared to the Roblox Flight Simulator is nothing compared to the actual Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's what I mean. And I've got to say, Rowan, like, man alive, the game is so good. But it took me about 2 to 3 days to learn how to fly a goddamn plane. Honestly, because it is so real to an actual plane. I've not got the gear, because you can actually buy gear. You can buy a throttle. You can buy all the stuff, the pedals to go onto your PC, so you can actually simulate taking off and landing a plane. But I didn't do that. Just like you, Rome, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. I've just got the normal keyboard and mouse set up. So I use like the keys, and I swear every single key on my keyboard does something with the plane. It's so complicated. At first I wanted to give... I was like, fuck, I've wasted them. I've spent... Because it was on sale for £30, originally 50 quid. I was like, I've spent 30 quid on this game and I can't even figure out how to turn the fucking engine on. Like, it's so complicated. But now I can do it. I can fly a plane, and I'm just about learning to land it as well. But man alive, Ryan, I'm going to ask you in a minute, because of course you've bought the game as well at the same sort of time as me. Was it worth the money?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it is.
I think it. I mean, it was worth 30. I don't know if I mean, I think it's worth 50. But
it's worth 50.
I wouldn't have paid 50 for it.
Oh no, I wouldn't. Just because we're cheapskates. Oh yeah, I got it because it was on sale. I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to play it though. It always looked really cool. The reason why I would highly recommend Microsoft Flight Simulator if you're into like travel, it's just because like in the night when I'm bored, I'm like, you know what? I might just fly a plane over Bangkok. Or fly a plane through London.
I like the game just because it's the whole world in a game.
That's it.
Just go to your house if you want
to. The whole world is in this game. That's what I love about it. The whole entire... I don't know how they pulled it off, but they do realise like Microsoft Flight Simulator came out like back in 1990.
Oh, this one. Oh yeah, no, the first one was 1982, and that looked like just 3 colours on screen.
Oh yeah, basically. But that's what I mean. It's had years of development, 40 years of development, mate. So
yeah,
I think it's the only game out there. Remind me, I do know there's games out there that have really good graphics based on a real like city or a place, like the Watch Dogs for the Xbox. That is based on London. That's a really good one for exploration. But like I think this is the only game. I want to know. I think this is the only game with the entire world in the game, and it's got everything like there's no mistakes. Like mostly everything that's in the real world, buildings, everything, it's in the game. Your house is in the game. So it's like I think it's got to be like one of the only games that has that, and it's got real live weather, real live traffic, real live everything. It's insane.
Yeah.
And you can travel. You can like set the date. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just I really like planes.
It's
and
really, honestly, really good game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean you got the mod, didn't we, where we can co-pilot? Because they've not actually updated it yet for co-piloting with mates yet, which is a bit annoying. I think they used to, didn't they?
Yeah,
But,
I think did they used to?
yeah, I heard something about their Microsoft Flight Simulator used to be like a co-pilot option, so you could fly a plane together. But then they got rid of it, and then they're thinking of updating it again. So I don't know.
We had to use a mod where basically the co-pilot has next to no control.
Yeah, the co-pilot doesn't do anything.
Flight.
I mean, no, actually, the mod is weird because it works, but it's very trippy because it actually merges two planes into one.
That's how it works, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a bit scuffed. But it works. It works, at least. At least we can actually sit in the same plane. Because before, me and you were like in Cessnas. We're like, where the fuck are you? Just like trying to fly the Cessnas straight. Oh,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good, to be fair. I'm glad I got that game.
Me too. Me too. Love it. Love it. But,
why
yeah,
don't
Rowan.
we talk about what happened up in Yorkshire? We all want to know.
Oh, well, it's funny because I kind of predicted how...
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I kind of predicted what a disaster the trip was going to be on the last episode, and now I'm here to tell the tale. Bro, I'm being dead honest with you. I've never felt this miserable before in my life, right? Now, miserable, right? Miserable's an interesting word, right? Miserable to me is where you're so far gone depressed that you can't even moan anymore. You're so...
Wow.
You're so... That's the key word that's going to describe my camping trip. Bro, it was the most awful camping trip I've ever been on. The most awful camping. It was only for 2 nights and 3 days. I hated it. Every single part. Now, a lot of you are now going to sit there and be like, why? It's just a camping trip. No, it was not. It was practically a camping trip in a fucking cold swimming pool for 2 days, bro. But let me explain. So, we arrive in Yorkshire, right? In the coast of Whitby. This is where we were. Whitby in Yorkshire. Shout out to everyone living in Whitby. I feel so sorry for you. The weather up there is absolutely bad. But we arrived in Yorkshire around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the evening. It was sunny, right? The sun was out.
Oh,
it was
nice.
a sunset, right? I met with all my friends at the camp that were there. Saw a good mate that you know as well, Rowan. He was on the trip as well. I was like, right, good. This is going to be a great camping trip. All my friends are here. So yeah, we got all talking. You know, set all the tents up. It's a good evening, right? It's not too cold, not too hot. Yeah, we all went to bed. You know, about 11 o'clock, everyone got into bed, and right, I checked the phone. I was like, you know what? Let me check the weather, right? I checked the phone, and it was 4 a.m. 90% chance of rain, right? I was like,
ooh,
okay. Bit of rain, yeah, that's not gonna hurt, you know. Little did I know that from 4 a.m. onwards, it would never stop raining at all. Right, for the next 2 days and 2 nights, it was going to be torrential rain. Yeah, so I was lining up. Let me explain. Right, let me break it down. So I woke up around 4 in the morning because the tent was being super loud. It was like there was rain hammering down on the tent. So I wake up around 4 in the morning. I check my phone. It's 4 in the morning. There's rain hammering down on the tent. I'm like, man alive, and the tent's completely. It's dark. It's still 4 in the morning, but I can hear the rain crashing down upon the tent, and I'm like, man alive, this is some rain. But I look at everything. Everything's dry, there's no issues, I'll go back to bed. I wake up then at 6:50 a.m, so about an hour and a half later. I wake up and I just feel really weird, I feel awful. It's still raining, I look down, and my feet are soaking wet. My entire bottom of my lilo and sleeping bag were in a pool of water. I was like, what? I started to get up, rub my eyes, I was like, what's going on here? I was freezing cold. I was in a tent.
Oh, yeah.
Freezing cold. And my feet were soaking wet. My sleeping bag was soaking wet. My pile of clean clothes that I'd folded and put next to my lilo for the next day were just sodden. And that was it.
So you put your clothes
in
your pod, like in the tent, folded
yeah. Folded them all nicely on the end of the bed, right? and that's practically floating in a swimming
Yeah, but that's
pool.
where you sent me a video, and that's where all the water was at the end of the thing.
Yeah, I had to move all my clothes. I sent you a video, and I was like, so right, and that's where it started. Then the downfall started from there. I was forced to get up at 6:50 a.m. because if I stayed I couldn't stay like that. I'm wet. My sleeping bag's all damp.
So wait, how long did everyone else sleep until?
They slept in until about 7 a.m. because they were all fine. The rest of my family in the tent, they were fine. I was like,
What?
yeah, I was like,
So
why is it my
yours?
pod? Why is it my pod that gets it? By the way, if you're wondering what happened to that big tent that I was talking about, we didn't get to use it. We got a smaller tent.
Right.
That's why we were not prepared because this small tent.
Why was it your pod then? Was there like was there a hole in it?
I don't know. Yeah, no, I think the way a tent's built is when it rains on a tent, the water kind of goes down to the side and it leaks to the front, so the front of the tent can collect water, but it's not supposed to happen usually. It's supposed to keep outside the tent, but I don't know, the tent must have been broken or something. It wasn't my tent, it wasn't our tent. So I wake up miserable, I've got to change my socks, I've only got one pair of clothes left, right?
Nice.
One pair of clothes left, so all my clothes are soaked, right? I don't know what to do with them, I can't dry them, because it's raining outside, so I've got to just dump them around somewhere else. Everything's wet, I'm miserable already, I'm like, great. Now, Rowan. Right, so I get dressed in my pod, and it's raining outside. It's now just turned 7 a.m. Right, 7 a.m. It's 6:50 a.m. I woke up. It's now 7 a.m. It's still raining outside. So if I go outside, I'm gonna get soaked. If I stay in my tent, I'm just gonna be sitting in a pile of damp clothes and freeze to death. So what do I do? So I'm like, I say to my parents, I was moaning. I was like, my clothes are soaked. I'm fed up, tired of this. By the way, I was already. So I was like, you know what? I need to go for a morning walk. Got my coat on, zipped myself up, put my hoodie on and everything. I went straight outside. It was hammering it down with rain. Everyone else was in their tents. I was like, lucky bastard. Sleep a bit more, you twats, right? Walk off. Well, and I just walk off to go to the toilet and try and explore a bit of Yorkshire. But the rain got so bad that I was like, right, I can't be here anymore. But then again, I can't go into my tent because I can't. I hate the feeling of going into my tent with wet clothes. I don't want to make the tent more wet as it already is. My sleeping bag's all damp.
Is it one of those tents where there's because there's pods,
Yeah.
but there's also a main bit in the middle? Can you stay there?
No, because the main bit in the middle was when my parents were sleeping. So how it was my parents both sleeping in the middle together, and I was in one pod, and my sister was on the other pod. So there's no way of getting in.
So there's a main bit and then two pods.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how it works. And then my parents were in the middle, sister and me in the other pod. My sister was fine. Not a single leak. Why is it me? I don't know. Anyway, so I was forced to go into the car, right? So I went to the car, sat in the car, just
freezing.
I was freezing cold. No, I knocked on the aircon. I just sat in the car, right, with the hot aircon on. I was like trying to dry off. I was like, you know what? This is already miserable. I was moaning all the time. And then to make matters worse, it's raining, cold, miserable for the next hours. I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, I'm not going outside. My mates are all, I don't know what they're doing because I just gave up. And then our group that we were with decided they wanted to go fossil hunting. Right?
Okay.
Because there's a coast in Whitby, there's a lovely big Jurassic sort of coast where you can find fossils. You can just go in there, looking around the stones, you can find some fossils. And the group decided that they were going to go and find fossils in the wind and rain. I was like,
nice.
So you're telling me I've got to go onto the beach with this torrential rain, get soaked to the bone, no way of drying off?
There's no way of drying? Do you not have a towel?
I had towel, but that was sodden, by the way. It was already soaked. Yeah. So I was like, and then for some stupid reason, we were all like, yeah, we're all going to go fossil hunting. I was like, you dumb.
And you went fossil hunting then?
Yeah, and by the way, I've got one more night to go, right? I'm dreading that night because I've got to get back into a damp sleeping bag, right? So we did go fossil hunting, and I can't explain to you how miserable I was. It rained so hard that my coat, I only got one coat I brought with me. My coat got soaked through. It's supposed to be waterproof. It got soaked through. It then got to my fleece, soaked the fleece, soaked my hoodie, and soaked my t-shirt. So I'm soaked to the bone. I'm shivering. I'm dripping with water. So are all my friends.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like your friends are that bothered by the rain.
Oh no, they were. They were also miserable.
You're making it seem like you're the only one, and everyone else is just like having fun and stuff.
Well, you know me, I'm a big moaner. All right? I love to moan. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily a good thing to do, but I was really annoyed. Some of my friends were moaning as well, but I think they came a bit more prepared than me. I was not expecting any of this.
So you had your coat, waterproof, by the way, waterproof coat.
No, it was waterlogged, not waterproof. So I'm freezing to death on this beach. Not to mention, I skipped out the part that I had to go down the 199 steps, right? And if anyone from the UK knows Whitby, there's a famous sort of tourist attraction where you go down.
Yeah, like all those steps. Yeah.
Fuck me, bro. I'm battered and wet. I've been walking all this time, and I've now got to go down the 199 steps. They're slippery and wet, and it's raining at the same time. And it's misty, and it's cold, and I'm like, what is going on? And I've got to go back to a tent that's cold and wet and flooded. I was like so miserable, bro. I just didn't talk. I didn't moan. I moaned so much I couldn't moan anymore. I was just the definition of miserable. I've never been so miserable in my life. I was messaging you.
You were messaging me. You said that oh, we're thinking about getting a hotel.
Oh yeah, well basically the story gets worse, right? I'm being a bit long, but you know, got to get some context. So, by the way, so on this beach, and the guy, our main guy that organised this trip was like, right, should we go and look for some more fossils? And we were like, no. Oh, so I think half of us decided to go back, the ones that are whinging idiots like me, and the other half decided to carry on looking for fossils. I was like, oh, they're mad, honestly. So we went all the way back up the 199 steps, back through Whitby town in the freezing cold weather. Everyone's looking at us like, are you stupid or something? Well, there's, obviously the people in Whitby, they've got their nice coats, they've got their umbrellas, and they live in Whitby, and they're like, what are these idiots doing? Like, why are they walking around in raincoats? Like, are you dumb? And I was like, I was just like so miserable. I almost fell down 3 times in the 199 steps. 3 times. I almost fell down. I was...
Wow.
Bro. And I was texting you through the duration of the trip being like, Rowan, I'm fed up, I'm done. And you were just sitting there being like, you know what, Jude? You were like, I'm just chilling in my warm bedroom playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. I was like, fuck you, Rowan. You and your nice warm bedroom.
Well, I'm actually going to the same place in
you
October.
Oh.
But it's like a nice holiday home. It's not a
tent. I was like, oh mate, it was awful. But yeah, the story gets worse. As you know. So we get back to the campsite, soaked to the bone, right? All my clothes are soaked. I'm forced to put back on my old damp clothes from the bed. So they're not soaked, but they're damp because, you know. By the way, I went back to my tent to get my new pair of clothes. At this point, my pod is... I took you a picture of Rowan. That was the start of it. Now it's about, I'd say, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Half my pod is now a pool of water. So my lilo is half soaked.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is soaked.
Just sleep in the middle, like, in the main bit.
No, because I forgot to tell you, because people are going in and out of the tent to get this stuff. Now the main bit's also got muddy water pouring through it. Yeah, so now the main bit has muddy water, so brown water leaking through the middle part. Right?
At this point, just take the tent down and just go to a hotel.
Yeah, so I mean, I was so miserable, and of course my family realised, obviously, and I heard my dad say, I was texting you in my tent being so miserable. I was like, I just want to do it. I wanted to go home, and I was like, and my dad was like, should we get a hotel? And I was like, wise thinking, and but we couldn't.
Why?
For some reason, we just couldn't get a hotel because I don't know. There was some issue with getting a hotel. We couldn't get a hotel.
Now you told me.
Yeah.
You told me that if you couldn't get a hotel, you'd sleep in the car because you said there was no way you were going to sleep in that tent. But I seem to remember that you slept in the tent anyway.
Oh, well, not quite. Let me explain. This is the last part of the story. All right. So, we all went... There's actually a main gazebo that we put up for all of our friends to go and just have coffee and chill in. We all went into the main gazebo in the afternoon, right, to just warm up and talk and chat and socialise and just... try and bring the mood up a bit. Yeah, so we're in this big white tent, just talking about life, and the evening starts to roll in. I'm soaked, I'm just completely just talking to my mates, just trying to make the most out of a bad time. And around 9 o'clock, a thunderstorm hits. Right, so it's been raining torrentially.
Yeah.
It's been raining torrentially all day, right? I don't know what the state of my tent is because I just left the tent and went into the main white tent to try and warm up with everyone else. We had some electronical heaters as well. And around 9 o'clock, a thunderstorm hits. So the rain is now so hard, so loud, it's battering against the white tent. Yeah, so the rain started to get torrential. There was thunder, there was lightning, and of course it started to get dark outside, right? It's now, let's skip a few hours ahead. We're still in the white gazebo. It's now around 11 o'clock. I don't know how this happened. I think it's because it's all in the same field. The field started to flood, right? Can you see where I'm going? Can you see where this is going?
Okay, yeah.
The field starts flooding. Muddy water starts cascading into the white tent where we are. So at this point, I've given up my socks. I've given up my shoes, and I was wearing Crocs. And my Crocs were, I kid you not, my feet were underwater in mud.
Of course they were.
It was like
the Crocs have like, how many holes are in Crocs?
Oh, bro, my feet were brown, right? My entire basically, yeah, Glastonbury. Think of Glastonbury. It turned into Glastonbury camp. Right,
Bloody hell.
And the rain was only getting harder. The lightning was only getting worse. The thunder was only getting louder.
Kind of rain where it's like the rain's so like fast and heavy that it hurts when it hits you.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't stopping. Where we live in the south of the UK, Rome, we get heavy showers for what 5 minutes and then it stops. In Yorkshire, no, son, it keeps going for hours on end. Right,
yeah.
Heavy rain for hours on end. And yeah, so at this point, it was around, now let's skip to 11 o'clock. The entire white gazebo is flooded. The field is flooded. Everyone is dreading what has happened to their tents. Everyone's tents are outside, mate, and it's flooded. The entire place is flooded. People's tents, I kid you not, were flooded. Flooded. The tents had actually flooded. And I realised, oh, shit. My pod leaked water in my tent, and that was this morning with a bit of rain, and now there's a thunderstorm that's been going for about hours now. The entire field's flooded. What is the state of my tent? And I was like, and by the way, it's dark outside as well. Can't go outside without a torch. I've got no coat. I'm in a little fleece. And they were like, and then I look at my friends and they look at me and they realise what I'm thinking. There's probably gonna be nothing left of my tent. There's gonna be nothing left of mine. Like,
you're gonna open your polymer and it's just gonna come rushing
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
the floodgates are gonna come open.
Yeah, and I kid you not, my fears were confirmed. My dad was like, "All right, let me go and check and see if your stuff's okay." So he runs outside.
Please tell me your phone and stuff was on you.
Yes, thank God. All my electronics were on me. I had a little like side bag on where I had everything in there. Thank God, and that was soaked as well. Anyway,
you didn't bring your DS and leave it in the tent.
Oh no, I didn't bring my Switch. God, there's no way.
Yeah, bloody hell.
I didn't. Oh mate. But anyway, so my dad goes in. Mum and dad come back. They've got a grave look on their faces, and they're like, "Well, what's left of your pod is there's nothing." Mum was like, "So basically, your pod's flooded, completely flooded. Your Lilo's floating. Your sleeping bag's soaked. Your bag is floating." I was like, Great! Amazing! I love camping. I'm going to do it every single day from now on. I was not in a good mood, bro, when I heard that.
You know what?
What?
from this whole thing, right? I actually think that I would have been laughing my arse off the entire time.
Well, you can laugh or cry. You can even laugh or cry.
If I'd have been there and your dad came back and said, "Everything's flooded, son. This is your Lilo's floating, your bag's floating," bro, I would have burst out laughing.
I think that, no, honestly, because you know what me and you are like together. If you were there, you'd be taking the mick, because I'll be moaning my head off, and you'll be this is hilarious. I mean, I'd
have been laughing. Like,
I mean, I know what you're like. I think you would have accepted your fate, really. But like,
no, I actually would. By the time the thunderstorm hit, I probably would have just like firmed it. Just honestly.
Honestly, I just didn't want to think about where I was going to sleep. Now, here's the thing. So it's impossible for me to sleep in my tent now. Impossible.
Really? I think there's still a chance.
Yeah, I might just go and
just get
swim.
Get a rubber dinghy. Just float
and it's freezing as well. Right. So my only choice was to sleep in the car. Now the car is parked in another field.
Ooh. So you got to walk through the thunderstorm.
So I've got to walk through bog and swamp. Crazy. With my with a sleeping bag.
Still wearing Crocs as well.
Yeah, so yeah, I was like, right, I'm done. I don't know what to do. Thankfully, my mate stepped in and said, right, he said, I'm going to go and check the state of my... Yeah, he was going, I'm going to go and check the state of my tent, because he had a really nice tent. So I'm going to check the state of my tent. If it's not flooded, he said, you can sleep in my tent tonight. And obviously you can borrow a sleeping bag and stuff, because we've got spare. And I was like, you're a lifesaver, mate. Like, honestly. So he disappeared into the night, and then it was a moment of truth. Everyone was silent, right. Everyone's going to check his tent. Everyone came and checked their tents. I think everyone else's tents were okay. There were some that were flooded, and people had to go and sleep in their vans and cars. My mate came back and he said, our tent's completely fine. Dry as a bone. I was like, lucky bastard.
What was your tent?
Yeah.
What was your tent compared to the rest, everyone else's? Because yours
was
was
awful.
The first to flood.
It was the first to flood. It was the awfulest tent. Yeah, so it was a borrowed tent. They borrowed last minute off the site. So obviously we didn't know. It just was awful. If it hadn't rained, then I think it would have been fine. Honestly, but it said waterproof. I was like, waterproof my ass. Fuck off. Mate, what do you mean waterproof?
But
yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I think I would have been. I honestly think I would have enjoyed that.
You would have enjoyed that.
I would have just been taking the piss out of everyone.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to do it one day. We've got to do a JR's gaming road trip and see who moans the most out of me and you.
If we went back to your tent, you opened your pod and it was like everything was floating, I would have burst out laughing, honestly.
Well, I had to laugh as well, I'll be honest, because you can either laugh or cry. You have, like, honestly, you can either laugh. If you don't laugh, you cry. So honestly, mate, I was texting you. My girlfriend, who is currently living in Thailand, she actually was messaging me and being like, you know what? I'm here in the nice hot Thailand, and I was like, shut up.
Oh yeah, everyone else.
Shut up. Everyone's
bullying
me.
I sent you a video of me flying an Airbus.
I was like, at that point, I was so upset. Not just you, right? Matty, Eli, my girl, everyone was messaging me and being like, you know what? I'm just tuning in from my nice warm house. I was like, you know what? Fuck all of you. Honestly, I think I've just... So, yeah,
it did piss down here.
Yeah.
Well, but it lasted like 30 minutes.
Oh, exactly. So here's the thing, Ryan. Yeah, of course, I slept in his tent, had a nice good night's sleep, dried off the best I could. The next morning, it was still raining, believe it or not. So when I woke up the next morning, it was the day I went home. Thank God I went home. It was like the entire site was flooded, tents were muddy, everyone was miserable, and I was like... And then I had to sit in the 4.5-car journey home. But honestly, I came home, and I poured myself a nice glass of spirits, soju spirits. I'm not an alcoholic, but I was like, I need a drink. Oh, I've had the most miserable time ever, mate. I don't
think that warrants a drink, in my opinion. You had a drink from the fucking sky.
Oh, yeah, I did. Too much. But yeah, so, yeah, honestly, Ryan, I had the worst time ever. I'm surprised I didn't catch a cold.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't really get, like, your immune system's quite good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I don't get ill. It's weird. I hung out with Matt recently, and he had, like, a terrible cold, and we shared the same popcorn bucket and everything, and I'm not ill.
Oh, yeah, that's hygienic.
Yeah, I know. I just don't get ill. It's weird. When I do get ill, it's bad. But I don't... When I do, I just hardly get ill. I mean, so, yeah. I've told the story. I can't emphasise how miserable I was. Because I don't want to go camping again. Be serious.
Me and you need to go camping in the future.
Okay, but check the forecast.
Yeah, but I think we go up. I think we go up north again. I think we go.
Oh no! Well, listen. If there's a camera out, it's gonna be OG. Like if we do it through the YouTube, you know, it'll be great. And of course, we should do it off camera as well as mates. But I honestly think, you know, eventually in the future, me and you should launch a road trip for our channel, for the podcast channel, like a special. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be good. So that's
one of the best stories ever told, I think, on this show.
Yeah.
But anyway, it also says you're going to Southend on Monday. Hopefully that trip isn't as disastrous as the Whitby one.
Well, I'm not staying in a wet Sainsbury's bag this time, am I?
You're in a Sainsbury's bag, what?
I was saying I'm not staying in a wet Sainsbury's. That's what it felt like. Sleeping in a tent in the rain. It feels like sleeping in a wet Sainsbury's bag.
I thought you meant that was literally your sleeping bag. You like made a makeshift sleeping bag out of a Sainsbury's bag.
Oh, that would be funny though. You know what, Ted? I'm just gonna go get my sleeping bag out. Oh, nice. What is it? Oh, Sainsbury's bag. That'd be so funny. I'm going to Southend tomorrow. No, actually, I'm going to London tomorrow. I'm going to the O2, the O2 Arena. The Euros.
Arena.
The Euros. England's final game is tomorrow. The Euros are happening. Ryan, are you watching the Euros?
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm going to be as well. Funny thing is, my sister and my mum are going to see a concert tomorrow in the O2 by a pop singer. I don't know what it is, someone. So they're going to go to the O2, and I'm probably going to go to the Euros. I'm staying in Kent with some family members. I've got my grandparents live in Kent, so I'm going to stay in Kent in a nice, dry, warm house. And I think down south isn't raining. It's nice and warm at the moment. Right, it's actually quite good weather coming up this week. Thank God. So but on Monday I'm going to Southend. And Southend's probably one of the nicest areas you can go in the UK. I don't know if you've ever been to Southend. It's like south east coast, basically. So
I've
Dover,
never been there.
Essex coast. It's like the Essex. So London. So basically, I think it's just below Colchester. So Southend is kind of just underneath Essex.
Southend, yeah.
Southend, yes. I'm looking forward to going to it. I was going to see Eli as well, at Southend, but he was like, "No, I don't want to go." I'm joking. He actually had a job trip coming up, so.
I was gonna say, like, that doesn't sound like something he'd say.
No, he was gonna do it. He was gonna come and see me, but unfortunately, he had something to do. But on that day, but yeah, man, I'm going to Southend. I'm recovering. I'm still recovering from that disaster. But Ryan, what have you been doing this week while I've been dying in a tent?
Why you been dying in a tent? Mainly, maybe the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been playing some Minecraft as well, Bed Wars. I've not been streaming lately. I've not felt like to stream. For some reason, like this week, every day I woke up, I'm just like, I feel like doing absolutely fuck all today. That's what I felt like. You know those days.
Yeah, I know those days.
Like, you wake up and you're like, I can't bring myself to do anything. The actual thing I did this week though is checked out my new archery club. I moved archery clubs.
Ooh, I mean you do archery a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing archery for now?
Oh, like 7 years.
Fuck me.
But
wow.
I had to move clubs because the one that I was at before is like pretty much going bankrupt. So I had to move to a bit. But the one that I moved to is like a really like nice one. So I went and shot there for the first time. It was like pretty good. And then I've also been trolling a lot. I mean,
You've been trolling.
Everyone knows. I think if you know me, you know I'm a bit of a troll.
Oh yeah, you're a bit of a prankster like me. I mean, you're just a bit of a troll. He trolls me sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Off camera. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
that's what we've been doing this week.
I've been in that's what I've been doing this week, trolling as well.
So like you wake up
going into Discord, random Discord calls and just blasting. I've got a sound, but I've not got Nitro because I don't see the point in paying for it personally.
Right. Yeah.
But I've got like this external application that allows you to play any sound into your microphone. So I was like, as a troll, I saw this and I was rubbing my hands together when I saw it.
Oh right, okay.
And I've like preloaded it with a bunch of like ear rape sounds. And I've just been going into like Discord servers where you're meant to meet new friends and stuff, and I'm just there like spamming.
I mean, I think you're acting your revenge on what happened to yours. You got a strike from that channel.
Oh, absolutely. Channel. Oh, bro, I've been spamming that channel, man. By the way, I've not been doing it on my main account. I've been doing it on my alt account, and I've been putting on an American accent like this, and then
we have but you do realise that actually, what's it? Most of our listeners are Americans, so there you go. Rate his accent, guys. Rate his accent.
I like. Basically, what I did, like one time, I think, because I don't just use the sound effects. I add my voice. I use my voice as well. And there was this like British guy in the same call as me, and I went, "Oh, shut the fuck up, you British asshole! Shut the fuck up!"
Oh, to a British guy.
Yeah.
Right. And what did he do?
I was pretending to be like an American, basically. I was like, "Oh, this guy's British, bro. This guy's British. This guy's British." Basically saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he said back.
I bet the British guy was like so shocked when you turned out to be British. That's a good troll.
Yeah, and then I revealed my real voice.
And he was like,
That is a good troll. That's actually a good troll.
That's a good troll, to be fair.
But the soundboard, the stuff I've got on my soundboard, honestly, is it's mental.
Oh,
I mean, I've been looking for new servers. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we say the name of the server?
I think we had before, like Socialise.
It's just called Socialise. But
it's
it's the
big
biggest.
one.
It's a really big server. It's got like
Mm.
hundreds of thousands of members on it, and there's
Oh, yeah.
always like loads online and stuff.
Mm.
But I'm trying to look for some more as well, because I noticed that like if people find you annoying, they'll just mute you, and then the joke's over.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did have a phase where I used to go and hang out on a lot of Socialised Discord servers.
It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then I just stopped because I was like, I just got bored of it. I mean, I love I was saying though, I love how you've woken up and you're like, I feel like doing fuck all, but trolling.
This is absolutely.
Yeah.
Bro, I was up till fucking honestly. This is embarrassing to admit. But time goes so fast when you're trolling people. I started trolling people on Socialise at like 11 o'clock.
Right.
And
in the evening.
In the evening, 11 o'clock at night, right?
Yeah.
And I was just trolling people. I looked up at the clock and it was 2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning. Right. That explains why
that...
your WhatsApp status was 2 a.m. in the morning. I was like, what's bro doing at 2 in the
morning?
Yeah. He's trolling. He's at it again, boys.
Oh, but yeah. That's what I've been doing as well. And like, you know what? Socialise, even though it's a place to like, you know, hang out and like I said, meet new people. 80% of the time when you join a call, it's just people being racist.
Oh yeah.
Like people like be racist just to like get attention.
I mean, I don't get it's just a bit Discord. I'm not really a Discord. I use Discord because we run the JR's Gaming Discord server, which is nice. But I don't use it that much. Like I like a lot of people that. I mean, there's a lot of stereotype about people that actually like use Discord a lot to talk to people that are lonely. And they're like, they don't go outside. They don't touch grass.
Or Discord mods.
Yeah, that tends to be true as well.
It does.
I honestly, I know some really weird, like, you find the weirdest people on Discord because they don't touch grass. They just sit.
Honestly, that's the thing. Like, there was this girl I came across who was like, there was another one as well, but there was this one girl who was like, she was saying like, oh my gosh, I've been inside for like 2 weeks. I haven't touched grass. Like, I'm going insane. And I'm like, just fucking go outside then.
I bet you she was the size of a whale as well.
Oh wait, no, actually,
I'm so fat. I eat too much McDonald's.
I actually saw someone who was. Like, I actually saw a woman who, like,
I mean, no body shaming, but body shaming.
No body shaming. No, I'm not like body shaming, right?
Right. Yeah.
But like, she must have known it herself. It was literally the image of, you know, like
Garlock the Destroyer.
Yeah, it was literally the image of that.
Oh no! Then why are you on Discord? You're just gonna get ripped to pieces on there as well.
But like talking about Garlock the Destroyer, bro, she's so weird. Like it's so weird.
Yeah.
Is it she or a he?
He/she. I don't know. Garlock no, it should be I identify as a fucking whale. Like I got destroyed.
I think it's a guy who transitioned into a.
Yeah, no, the guy was like because he got so fat that he had massive man boobs. He decided
so
he transferred to a
you know
woman
what?
because instead
of losing weight, let me keep these boobs.
let me just become a woman real quick. Woman now. Oh my god, babes, look at me.
She also went on a podcast and called herself a 10. Bruh, if that's a 10, if that's a 10.
She's the most mocked fat person online.
Yeah, because she like pushes her look though.
Yeah, she does. And here's the thing, right? Yeah, so yeah.
But she goes on all these podcasts and says like, "Oh, I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty," and I'm like, "Are you though?"
I'm like, you know what? Go back to the gym.
I also saw someone who literally was the spitting image of a Discord mod. Like he had the neck beard. He had like the headphones.
Didn't shave in 10 weeks. Never touched grass. Probably didn't shower either. I don't get that though. Like, I use Discord, but I actually do touch grass. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I'm a podcaster. I'm a streamer, but I actually have a life outside of the computer. Yes, believe it or not.
Exactly. And a lot of people who are in Socialise, bro. Like if I like sometimes go on Socialise, right, and then come out of it for like leave it for like hours and hours and hours. I'll come back. The same people are still sat in the calls. I'm like, how is that your life just sat on Discord 24/7?
Yeah, and most of the time they're complaining about how they don't have a job or a life, and I'm like, well actually go and do something.
If you get a job, then you're not even going to commit to it. You're just going to be sat at home.
It's just like, right, I'm sitting at home and I'm going to moan about how I haven't got a job, but you're not actually going to go and get a job. It's ridiculous. Just go and get a job and stop moaning about it, right? Because like the amount of time I've been on Discord, right, I get into a server and there's these people like, you know what? I actually need to get a job. Right, 10 years later, no, that's being silly, right? 10 weeks later, they're in the same server, every single day. I still, like, really need a job. I'm like, well, get a job then, you twat!
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, dear.
But yeah. one last thing before we move on from my... It's on the topic of...
right.
You said, like, yours says apologies for the mic being too loud. I'm actually thinking of getting a new mic...
Are you?
For next year.
Ooh,
and I'll tell you why. It's because it's called... I took a picture of it. Let me get it on my phone real quick. I forget the name. It's...
Alright.
It's a good one, though. It's like over £100.
Is it a Yeti? Is it an Eli Turp?
It's a HyperX.
HyperX.
It's called...
I've heard of that.
HyperX Quadcast S, USB microphone, black, grey, RGB lighting. Now, honestly, if you see this microphone, it looks sick because, like, it's... You know, have you seen those mics that are, like... They're like the black standard mic, but where, like, the speaker is, it's like RGB lights.
I think I have, but I must warn you. Just because it might look sexy doesn't mean it's good. You must look at the reviews.
Well, it's £120.
Yeah, reviews are very important though.
That must be like £120 is like a good mic.
Well, you never know.
I mean, this headset like that I'm using now, you say sounds like a proper mic, but it's not. It's just a headset.
It's just a headset. I mean, Razer is, but I'd say definitely look at the reviews, mate. The reviews are the important bit. Price isn't. I mean, funny, you can get really expensive things and then just get ripped off. You don't. I
also need a green screen as well.
Yeah, I had an example of this was actually my ex-partner. Me and her were thinking of starting a podcast together, and she actually bought a microphone for the podcast we were going to start. We ended up just cancelling it because just certain issues. But she bought a mic that looked really nice. It was expensive. It was amazing, but it was the shittest mic I've ever heard. She tested it out, and she sounded like she was in her bath. And I was like, "You sound like you're in your bath." And she was like, "No, no, no." I'm like, okay,
how bad?
Very bad. And
hang on, how much was it?
Like it was around the £100 mark. And she's like, "No, I spent like something quid in this." And I was like, "Well, you wasted your money." But like, what I'm saying to you though is, also when you get a new mic, make sure that you adjust it because it will come with a default setting. You need to adjust the levels and everything. Yeah. Very important.
I mean, no. The reason I'm saying it is because I saw someone on Discord using it, and they sounded like proper good. So I was I want that mic. And then I'm looking it up, and then I'm honestly thinking of getting it because like, it's pretty good. And then I'll get like obviously, I think I'll get a green screen eventually. Yeah,
eventually you'll have a webcam as well, and then we can finally
honestly,
have a two-way podcast.
Honestly, if I had like that's the thing as well is that if I had a proper like the mic, the
mic,
webcam,
green screen, webcam,
the green screen, the ring light, I'd probably be on video now, but I can't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's when people are like, reveal your face. I can't yet.
I cannot. Don't worry. I mean, you already have though. Like you have to look far to see Ryan's face. Look at his channel. Look at our community tab. I've got a picture of me and Rowan in just.
My channel. Yeah, my channel is like an animated version of me, but it's like a. It's like my real face animated.
Oh yeah, but, and Rowan's face. You can find it. You can find it. Just look.
But anyway, you said apologies for Mike being too loud. What do you mean? This is before we go on to the news because this is going way too long.
Oh yeah, the talk about's been a massive one. Rip to you for timestamping this and last week, which you still haven't done. That's
no. Basically, the thing I've noticed is it's his two massive timestamps: the camping trip and the Discord thing. So I won't need to like.
Oh yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. Good point. Now for the mics, how it's timestamping. Right. So mics. We did get a nice comment from someone on YouTube saying that that they found us a bit too loud, gain too loud. So I just want to say apologise if it was too loud. I have turned my mic down for this episode. Again, at the start, I realised Ryan was also too quiet, so I turned it to 200% on Discord, and then he got too loud. So now Rowan, you're at 180. And hopefully I sound a bit quieter. But yeah, I appreciate feedback on that, guys. Again, I think the mics are... We're just going to try and turn things down a bit, I guess. I think I was a bit too loud, but... Yeah, I think we're all good. I mean, I'll quickly show the guys my... For people who are watching on video, my mic is a Trust GTX. No one actually sees this. because it's hiding from the camera, but it's very sensitive. It's a very nice mic. It's a Mantis, and it's got a tripod and everything, which is I can't really show, which is being a bit sweaty. But there we go. That's my mic. Simple, not too expensive, and one day I might upgrade. But I'm quite happy with the quality. You know, it's not like it's good quality. It's not like perfect, but it's okay. I may get a new mic in the future as well, and I'll invest at some point. But yeah, man, let's let's do news of the week. Right, what's going on with Nintendo this week?
Okay, so the first story is a bit of a landmark sort of story. I don't know if there's much to discuss. It just says Mario Kart 8 Deluxe overtakes NES lifetime sales.
Ooh,
so that means that there's more copies of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Switch game, than the entire NES console sales.
Flipping out.
So it says the 2017 release Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has been an absolute juggernaut for Nintendo during the Switch generation. And if you needed a reminder about just how successful it's been, here's a fun fact. The 61.97 million units shifted as of March 2024 actually means this single game has now surpassed the lifetime sales of Nintendo's classic home console NES hardware, as highlighted by Did You Know gaming creator saying Gil Famicom/NES sales topped 61.91 million units worldwide. So one game for the Switch has taken over the whole of the NES console.
I mean, I'm not that surprised. I mean, it's of course the NES it's nostalgic. It's like, you know, it was a waymaker for Nintendo, obviously, back in the day. The NES had its own Mario Kart. Obviously, they got very popular. But then again, Mario Kart 8 has really paved the way for Mario Kart in general, the future of Mario Kart. I don't think it's outsold Mario Kart Wii, though. I don't know. I'll be interested to know.
What'd you say?
I don't think Mario Kart 8 has sold out... well, it's not sold more than Mario Kart Wii. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the NES probably sold a lot of copies, which it did, 61 something million. But Mario Kart 8... I don't know if it's outsold Mario Kart Wii, because Mario Kart Wii is OG.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
What, the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I was honestly surprised, because like the whole of the NES, like the console, compared to one game on like a platform.
Yeah.
It's very I just looked it up as well, and Mario Kart Wii sold 37.38 million copies, so 8 Deluxe has beaten it.
What?
By a lot.
Wow, okay. I mean, I think the Switch did take the world by storm anyway, hasn't they, really? I mean, Mario Kart 8, funny enough, I don't own it. I don't. I've only got the OG games. I'm thinking of getting it very soon, at some point. I mean, I am collaborating with another streamer, which is yet to happen, and we want to play Mario Kart 8, so I need to get that for that. But yeah, I think it was of course it's new graphics, and of course the Switch is a worldwide console that I think did well, very well, outsold the Wii. So, and of course Mario Kart being such an OG series, people are like, yes, please, I'll buy the latest Mario Kart. I mean, every single person I know has
it's
played
definitely
Mario
one
Kart.
of the most successful Switch games. I mean, people forget, like, so easily though, that Mario Kart 8 did not start on the Switch. It started on the Wii U. And that, you got to give props to the Wii U for that.
That's
I mean, someone
yeah.
said in the I mean, we'll read it out later about the Wii U, didn't they? Is that the one we're reading out later?
Yeah, I've got a story later from someone, a listener. So,
but yeah, that's like the first story. Pretty cool landmark.
Yeah, pretty good landmark. Yeah, play Mario Kart 8, fun game.
Anyway, story number 2.
What is it?
This is very, very controversial because it says Nintendo's miscrediting practices are ridiculous, say external translators. Now, if you don't know what this means, we'll just read through this first and we can discuss it afterwards.
Controversial.
So it says, multiple external translators who worked on games like Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Mario RPG, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, said that Nintendo's miscrediting policies have become ridiculous after the company repeatedly failed to credit their work. This is according to a new article from Game Developer in which several anonymous freelance translators confessed to having to sign decade-spanning non-disclosure agreements by Nintendo, preventing them from being able to discuss their work. It says in quotations, "It is Nintendo's policy to not list the the name of translators from external agencies in their game credits, one source told game developer, which also forbids us from listing those titles on our CVs. According to the external translators who worked with Nintendo as contracts through service provider LocalSoft, this practice is just part of the business, though its effect is far greater than simply preventing them from being able to tell their friends and families about their current projects. With decade-long NDAs, these translators have large unexplained gaps in their CVs, which some claim have prevented them from getting more work afterwards. This is in quotes again. I felt I would benefit from being able to state I worked on the title when offering my services to new clients, not to mention that I actually spent a far amount of time working almost exclusively for them. When the whole project was done, it took me months to get some steady work going again, as I had been unavailable for so long, so logically I felt robbed, but in an all too familiar way, which says a lot about this line of work. So Nintendo aren't crediting the people who do work for them, apparently.
Arseholes. What arseholes? Honestly, like, this is the first time hearing about this, and I'm like, you know, arseholes, quite literally. Like,
I mean, it's like, they're not allowed, they've had to sign a disclosure saying you're not allowed to put this on your CV. Why? Why can't they put it on their CV?
So people, let's get this straight. So you got a bunch of translators who spend hours and weeks and months working translating games like Animal Crossing, big names mentioned here. And they obviously get paid, but they don't get credited.
No,
Why?
And they're not allowed to put it on their CV that they've done it. So what's the point? Like,
that's ridiculous. So... And Nintendo just like they never fail to make me think you're all dickheads.
Honestly,
right?
every
they
time
they sue people and they don't even like credit their own workers. But it
seems like every time,
hours and hours of translation. Like
it seems like every time.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, it seems like, not every week, but like most episodes, we're talking about something else shit that Nintendo's done.
We might as well say bad news of the week.
Bad news of the week. Bro.
Bad news of the week. Nintendo have done it again.
We could make that section. We could have 2 good news stories, 1 bad news story.
We might as well, mate. I mean,
we could probably pull that off, but like, honestly, this is like you said, like one guy put at the end that he was just he was working only for Nintendo, just to be told at the end that, oh yeah, we're not crediting you and you can't put it on your CV.
I don't like this because, like, honestly, this is suable stuff. Like, you could take Nintendo to court for this because you're not even like you've worked for them and you're getting no credit.
But that's the thing.
But you
take
can't
them to court
because they're too rich.
They'll just throw money at the judge and the judge will say, yeah, Nintendo's won.
I know, exactly. So here's the thing. I don't know. I feel so sorry for these people. Like, I mean, obviously they've come out and said they're making a stand and just complaining like they should. I mean, you do realise these people are the reason that we enjoy our games, right? Animal Crossing has been translated for us to enjoy because it's a Japanese game. What else have we got here? They've mentioned, look, Super Mario RPG, Legend of Zelda. These are
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, so these are people that have worked on these games for hours and hours and hours.
And let's be honest, how much dialogue? Like in Animal Crossing, Super Mario RPG, and Tears of the Kingdom, those 3 are all games where talking is a massive point of the game. So how long do they have to translate it
and
just to be told that they can't even...
Just words, every single word.
The controls as well. Everything.
Everything in the game is translated.
But they can't even be like after all that. They don't get credited and they can't put it on their... I don't see why they can't put it on the CV. That to me seems like really stupid. Why can't they put it on their CV? After they'd done all the work, they were told, like they had to sign a contract that said, you can't put this on your CV. Why?
I don't get the reason. There's no reason for this. It's just Nintendo are like, okay, let's be arseholes for no reason at all.
I don't get the reason.
Like, why do they have to be doing this? Like,
and you know what I hate is that
they would have a bad reputation and they're making it worse.
And you know the thing is as well is that like it's become kind of a trend to hate on Nintendo. I'm not hating because of the trend. I'm hating because of the stupid stuff they've done. We actually defended them the last story when those guys when they took those guys to court, like who were like pirating Switch games.
Obviously, yeah.
Those guys were in the wrong. But this is just I can't what? This is terrible. And you know what annoys me? You know what annoys me is that Nintendo just do this
Mm.
It seems like on a weekly basis, like just does
Just
stupid things.
they find something to make us hate them.
But they do. But like
From a criminal's
Nintendo.
point of view, like I guess they probably in our last story there was a criminal pirate saying, "Oh, the reason why we pirate games is because we don't want to pay money to this crap
Yeah,
company," and that makes sense.
But it seems like they're doing this. Like they're doing this. It seems like on a weekly basis, but they never address like the allegations made against them. They just stay silent.
Yeah,
and that annoys me
keep on
so
being
much because
arseholes.
when people get into controversy, they always like come out on Twitter or something and say, "Hey guys, the reason we did this is because of that." So Nintendo, just a simple, "Oh, the reason why we couldn't credit these guys is because of X, Y, and Z." Just give us a reason.
Give us a
or
reason.
Piss off.
Yeah, yeah. And this is new stuff I've not heard about, and like I'm just like, why? Like Nintendo have already lost my respect. This podcast is about Nintendo, so we're gonna cover all this stuff. We're gonna cover the bad
Absolutely.
and the good and the ugly. And there's unfortunately a lot of ugly and bad coming out recently. Nintendo are just like, it's like I don't get how I can respond. Like the company Nintendo. They're one of the worst companies ever. Honestly, like, it's ridiculous.
And I don't
had a
get
podcast about their games, and their games do well. They have so much money, and they can't... Why do they have to act like assholes? Why? It makes no sense. Just be nice. Kindness costs nothing. Honestly, I genuinely, my heart goes out to the people that have spent hours and hours and hours and days and months working on these games, and they're getting zero credit. My heart also goes out to the people that work on 3DS. You know, the 3DS, the games and then they just get rid of the games for 3DS, and now all those people that worked hard, they can't buy them anymore. Just stop being stupid.
Unless
Nintendo.
they go on eBay and pay fucking double the price.
For Bob in his basement, yeah.
Bob in his basement. Bob in his bloody basement. But that's the thing,
basement,
like,
yeah.
what, like, okay, you don't credit them. That's fucked up enough.
Yes.
But not allowing them to put it on their CV.
That's
like if you've got on your CV, I worked like for Nintendo on this. That like sparks interest of like any potential people looking for new employees. Like that can help you get a job in the future. But they've said that you can't put this on your CV, basically meaning you can't progress in life. If you like,
it seems borderline just illegal almost, because like think about this.
Yeah.
Every line of work that you do, you are obliged, or you're supposed to put that in your CV because it's going to help you get somewhere in life. Like, you know, I've been acting in this film, which is still going on, by the way, and like that has obviously helped a lot by me putting on that CV. I'm acting in a movie, right? These things that you do in life, always put it on your CV because it will help you in life. You know, if you're working for Nintendo, right? So you don't get credited. And you're not even allowed to say, I worked for Nintendo. Are you dumb?
Yeah, because if you say I work for Nintendo, any game developers are going to go, oh yeah, we want you and our job. But if you can't say that, then it's just going to, like, you're not going to get it decrease the chances that you're going to get the job.
It's like Nintendo are just arseholes. I said the word arsehole like 6,000 times, but they are, honestly, what do they want all the credit for themselves or something? It's ridiculous, and I've got nothing else to say apart from Nintendo. Fuck you and sort yourselves out.
I don't know why they've I don't know. Honestly, don't know why they've done this. But anyway, that's story number 2. We could go on for ages and ages. But on a lighter note to finish off the news.
Lighter note. Good.
We spoke about the episode before last. We spoke about a guy who was making. I think this was the episode that you were drunk. I'm pretty sure. But we talked about a guy who was coding Super Mario 64 for the Game Boy Advanced, and we have an update. We have another update for you, and it says Super Mario 64 GBA project adds stars and wider limbs for Mario.
Ooh.
And it says, last month we covered a story here on Nintendo Live about a coder named Joshua Barreto who decided to do a custom rewrite of Super Mario 64 for Nintendo's 32-bit handheld, the Game Boy Advance. If you weren't already impressed with this technical feat, this palm-sized project has now shared a new update. In a new video on YouTube, Barreto has shown off a handful of improvements, including a complete rework of Mario's model with some improved proportions and better textures. The limbs of Mario have also been made wider so that they're easier to see at this low resolution. In addition to these character model improvements, the animations have been updated with more keyframes, especially for jumping animations. Mario in this GBA version can also now perform more of his moveset from the N64 game, including ground pound and wall sliding. To top it off, there's been an update to the game's camera, sky, transitions between stages when moving between areas, and stars have also been implemented. So that's the latest on this developing Super Mario 64 project for the GBA. While there's no public version of this build available, it seems Barretto is open to sharing the game in some way or form when it's in a better state. Nice.
Well, I mean,
so that's
that
an
was
update.
on YouTube. That episode blew up. A lot of
Yeah.
people like that. So any people that have stuck around from that episode, here you are, an update on it. So yes, so not only has he been amazing and managed to code the entire game of Super Mario 64 into the Game Boy, but he's actually updated it now, so it looks a lot better. Right, and here's another little thing I'll add before we state what you think. Imagine Nintendo go, right, I don't like that. You're coding one of our games. Smack! Imagine they do
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You know what the funny thing is? They would probably do that. They would probably consider doing that after all this guy's hard work.
That's what exactly.
They would.
Like,
They'd probably do it.
Someone's working hard on one of our games. No, we can't allow that. No. No. Anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Please, honestly,
Mr. Barretto has worked hard.
He's saying, he's going to share it to the public one day. I don't think Nintendo are going to take too kindly to that.
Actually, that's a good point. If he shares it to the public, would he be selling it? Then that would be.
I think he'd do it for free. I don't think he'd sell it because if he sold it for money, then that's basically like you'll basically get taken down.
He coded this though. He's the creator.
Oh yeah, he did. He coded it from scratch. So
exactly. So you would know how hard coding is being a PC guy. So
so he should be able to sell it. As long as he didn't take assets from other like. Yeah, if he's coded it from scratch and he hasn't used any of Nintendo's assets, Nintendo can't legally take it down.
Exactly. So it'd be interesting.
But then again, Nintendo are well out of like legality at this point. I mean, they've done some illegal stuff, haven't they?
Oh, Nintendo! I've said this many times before, but they're like the mafia.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to these sort of like things, they're like the mafia. So it's like
they could do anything then.
They could do anything. I mean, personally, I think this is on back to the story. I'm really impressed. Like he's obviously taken the world by storm. Everyone's been impressed.
when you were drunk, you called him a well-managed chap.
That episode was a shambles. I mean, I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, you don't sound how you do now. When I told you about this story first, you were like, I was like, what do you think? You were like, well, I think he's like a well-mannered chap.
That was like why was it that episode went viral on YouTube, mate?
I
was drunk and I was like, and I was just sitting there like, what am I doing?
And I love how you were drunk and I was like totally sober, so I was having to direct the episode.
Oh no, because I actually was like very tipsy for that episode. I had a lot to drink that day, and I just came home like.
Imagine we all weren't free and you had to do a solo while you were drunk. You wouldn't have been able to get through it.
I'd listened to it the next day and I was like, what the fuck am I on about?
Did you not even remember anything you said?
I did, yeah. Like, I've got a bad habit of like amnesia after I've been drinking. I don't remember what I do or say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, especially when I drink a lot. I like my alcohol. I don't drink that much, like stupid amounts, but I do love to have a good drink here and there. But I don't think recording and drinking are a good thing. But like, I think what's it called? That's not the only episode I've come on the bottle. There was one episode where we were all on the bottle, all of us.
Was that the Christmas special?
That was the Christmas special, and I think that again this year that'll be interesting to see.
Plus, like half of that got cut out as well.
Oh, we had to cut so much out because it was a shambles. Everyone got so drunk towards the end.
No, but like I think your OBS cut off halfway through.
Yeah, which is a good thing because that episode was a shambles at the end.
No, at the end. I'm glad the end got cut out. The ending, we were all like.
We were drunk off our minds, mate. I mean, you were drunk, Roman.
because I was drinking a drink that had 17% alcohol.
Yeah, I had a few ciders, and you were like, right, let's get some port.
It wasn't. It was. What's it? Oh, what's that thing called? You have it like around Christmas time. It was like the creamy. No, it was kind of like a creamy drink.
Baileys?
Ah, it's not. Oh wait, no, Advocaat. It was Advocaat.
Advocaat, yeah, mate. You just
so basically, if you don't know what Advocaat is, it's basically eggnog, but like. Added like alcohol basically.
You literally.
But if I looked on the bottle and it was like 17.2% volume.
And how much did you have?
Oh, I had so many glasses of it.
Oh my god! I mean, that made sense because you were like right. It's like,
no, because you were like,
I was slurring my words. Eli was like, "Is anyone else drunk?" Because I am, and you were like,
I think I was the last. I think you got drunk, then Eli, and then me.
Yeah, so I got drunk first for some reason. I mean, I just started slurring a lot of my words, and then the two sober guys in was VB Dragon and Pineapple Animations, the YouTuber.
But you were like what did you? You were like just ask me, just interview me. You told me just interview me. Ask me how's your year been and stuff. And then I said
you were drunk. You were like, what did you say?
And then I was like, no, because you said oh, just ask me how your year's been and stuff. And I was like, okay, how's your year's been and stuff.
Oh mate, I mean I'm kind of annoyed that it cut out. I mean this year's going to be interesting because I've now got a nice big PC. We can get everything in. I mean I don't know. I'll probably drink again. But it's just like it's a celebration of the podcast. You know, you got to have some drinks. But it'll just be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, yeah, that's all I can say. It's kind of funny. I do know some podcasts do it, but yeah, funny times.
Oh yeah. But yeah. Third story. GBA project is coming along. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't decide to be arseholes and take it down.
Yeah, good work from Burrito. Nice update. He's making the game.
Burrito.
It's
Barretto.
Barretto. Okay.
Good work, Burrito. Good work.
James Burrito. All right.
Good work, Burrito. Good work, Taco. Good work, Chicken Wrap.
Chicken Wrap. What the fuck? Imagine you named your son Chicken Wrap. You know what? I'm naming my son Chicken Wrap.
We talked about Fred like on the other one.
Oh yeah, like I'm sorry
Fred.
Again, like that's still Disney. Imagine naming your son Fred. How bored are you?
Fred. It's 4 letters.
Fred. No, like think about it. How could if you're called Fred, you know for a fact your parents didn't even think about.
I mean, my name's 4 letters as well.
Yeah, but Rowan is unoriginal, right? It's nice.
Yeah,
It's something you don't really
My
hear.
parents actually used their brain. They were like, let's name.
They used their brain.
Something unique.
Yeah, but it's just imagine let's name our son Fred. It just comes bang. Fred.
Oh no, have you seen the names that some kids have now though? Like some of them have got $signs in. Parents are off their heads sometimes when they name their kids.
Yeah, the power of drugs. What do you mean $sign? Well, baby.
So instead of having no. So instead of having an S, they'll replace it with I've seen it in real life. Like instead of having like an S for Sam, they'll have a $sign, and their name will still be Sam, but like on their birth certificate, it's a $sign.
Why would it be a $sign?
Because parents get fucking pissed sometimes. Like they're on the alcohol, they're on the cocaine, they're on everything.
They're like, yeah, right. We're on the cocaine and the alcohol.
I think Kanye West named his. Was it his son or his daughter something really weird? Like he was going to call him his son East or something.
East, west, south. No, I've got a mate, right, and I'm kidding you not. He told me that he knows a family that went to his college, and I'm not even joking. The guy, one of the guys, the kids are called Ocean. His sister's called River. Okay. Yeah, River and Ocean River, and then his 2 little sisters are called Stream and Waterfall. And then I'm not even joking.
And his dad's called Canal.
Yeah, and I said, and then I was like, yeah, and his mum's also called Earth, Wind and Fire. What's going on there? Like, yeah, I don't know. Some people are just like, they have a field day with names. If I was called $sign, I'd be like, I'd say to our parents, I don't care about respect. I'd be like, fuck you. I'm not the $sign. Are you dumb? I'd be like, well, don't do that.
But basically, no, it would be like Sam, for example, and you'd still say Sam. But it would just be on their birth certificate. It had a $sign, like for because a $sign is like an S with 2 lines through it. So
get in touch with the podcast.
So the parents were like
$sign in your name.
So the parents were like, oh, have you seen that? I think everyone's seen that world's longest name, where the guy's like, my name is Web.
No, because like I don't mean to make fun or sound racist, but there's that meme on where that guy went to a tribe and he was like, "What's your name?" And the guy was like,
"Oh yeah."
I was like, why? I mean, I don't know.
But like that
in
guy,
some cultures,
that guy,
their names are so weird.
Yeah, but that guy was like, I think the original meme that was like ages ago, where he was like, my name is Web, when we're Tete, what's it all sass. I'm saying like, when you were in school and you had to take a test, how did you write your name on the front page? That would take up most of the time of the exam.
Yeah, mate. You'd be like, oh, that's gold. Right, have you finished the exam yet, Mister? You know.
No, I'm still writing my name.
Oh, that's gold. That is amazing. I love that.
Right.
Anyway,
well, let's change the subject. I think we need to have an ad break.
Should we go to the ads? Ad break.
Sorry to interrupt the episode. I'm Rowan Fern, the co-host of this podcast. If you're a regular listener to our podcast, you would know that me and Judah love to hear from our community. Every single week, we read out your comments and questions on the podcast. One viewer wrote in telling us how they found their wife directly through the popular 3DS game, Pokemon X, Bloody hell, you don't hear that every day. You can become that viewer by writing into our podcast email, jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. I know all of you hate ads, so on with the show.
And we're back! Sorry, I didn't mean to shout at you guys. And we're back from
Some
the
people
outbreak.
sleep to our episodes, and you've just done that.
I've woken them up for the
They're
question
wide
of the
awake
week.
now.
Yeah, wake up, lads. Wake up, ladies and boys. Ladies and boys.
Ladies and boys.
Fuck this, I'm not doing that.
Men and girls.
Everyone listening. They got the question or comment of the week. This week we've gone to YouTube because it's always good to
Sorry
read
for
out.
those who have sent emails in. You've had a week off. We're not.
You've had a week off. We don't miss emails usually. I do get to each one, every one of your emails, guys. But this week we have
it's
comment.
A story. It's not really a
story,
question, but it's a story.
Story of the week. Story of the week from a viewer on YouTube, and they go by the name Maron Wheeler. Maron Wheeler or something like that. I think that's the username. But yeah, let's read out this story. So they say. This is from our last episode where we talk about the Wii U. I actually thought my Wii U was broken a while back. I turned on the switch to the power strip and I tripped a breaker, and then the console would not start. I broke down crying, thinking I'd fried my most beloved console. I had just put in 20 hours into Breath of the Wild for the first time, so I was devastated, and Nintendo said they don't offer repairs for it. Had to find an unofficial repair shop, and when I told them about it, they just said to get a new power adapter, and it worked! So I'm kind of glad actually Nintendo didn't do repairs, because that would have cost me a lot more than just buying a new off-brand power adapter. So, our commenter here is basically saying that they obviously tripped a circuit, I think? Breaker? That's it, a breaker.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, because they could have spent so much money on, getting it all repaired from Nintendo.
Or
but
an official,
turns...
no, I think he meant like an official...
Yeah.
If he went to Nintendo and said, like, it's the same problem, they would have offered him an official power adapter, which would be like $60, or however expensive it is.
Yeah. And then they've obviously got one from the store, the general manager. Well, that's what I always like to go to a general hardware store and be like, look, there's an issue with my console. See what they have to say, because you never know. You could get like a lot of things without breaking your wallet and your bank balance. But yeah, it's a good part here because Wii U was broken. I mean, look, it just goes to show that our listeners still play the Wii U.
Yeah.
I think I've never owned a Wii U and I've never played a Wii U, so I
have one. One.
Yeah. What's it like? I genuinely don't have anything to say about one. I mean, I know the Wii, but I know that the Wii U is kind of like, I don't know.
As someone who owns a Wii U, if you went from the from the Switch to the Wii U gamepad, it would feel weird because the Wii U gamepad's like massive compared to the Switch.
Is it? It's massive.
It's massive, yeah. The gamepad is like, honestly.
Wow. So it's a Nintendo Switch having a field day, basically. It's really big.
Yeah.
It's got a screen on it.
That's it's got like it's got the screen on the gamepad, and then you can either look at the TV or look at the gamepad.
Interesting.
It was a very strange concept. I think the guy who was in charge of naming the console definitely got sacked because, like, seriously, Wii U.
Wii U. Where do you want to
I think they wanted
on you.
I think they wanted to. I looked it up and it said apparently like they wanted to like. It was kind of like uniting people, so it's like we and you. Yeah. But it didn't really come across that way. It was just like adding a letter to. It's like Elon Musk renaming Twitter to X.
It's like
doesn't make any sense.
Like they in their brain invented the name. It's like they just thought of some empowering thing like we and you. Let's play, but no, we just think, what are you bored?
It's just like Elon Musk renaming Twitter to. Again, I'm never going to forgive him for that because Twitter is such a. I mean, I still call it Twitter. I never say X. Who says X?
Oh, yeah, I mean, X is just weird. SpaceX, isn't it? I mean, yeah, but what are your thoughts on our friend here who broke his, or he or she, broke their Wii U and then...
I'm glad someone, not Nintendo, was able to help you, because Nintendo right now are arseholes.
They are.
And I wouldn't go to them for help. I
wouldn't. They'll probably sue you. They'll be like, right, I'm gonna sack you for talking to us. Honestly, not sack you. Fine, I don't know. It's just Nintendo. They just never fail to annoy me. I mean, yeah, good stuff. I'm glad you got your Wii U fixed. And yeah, I guess if any of you are listening, guys, that have a Wii U, again, let me emphasise from the last episode, look after it because you know, repairs are getting
There's
very
no more
scarce.
repair parts left. That's the last episode's topic.
I also think that 3DS is the same sort of thing because my sister had a 2DS and I stepped on it and broke it.
Right, well...
Yeah, which is basically what was kind of funny because she broke my Nintendo DS way back in the day.
Wait, how did you step on your... Hang on, how did you break... Because, okay, here's the thing, right? With a normal DS, or a 3DS, the hinges are there, so I can see how you can break it. But a 2DS doesn't have it. How did you break a 2DS? Was it like the new 2DS that has... I know the 2DS XL has like a hinge.
No, it was the 2DS with no hinge.
It was the normal...
So my sister...
How strong are your feet, mate?
My sister... Well, basically, my sister put it on the floor, which is her fault. She put it on the floor while I was walking, and then...
And you walked into a room and didn't see it and stepped on it.
Oh, no, I was like... I think that she and her friends were messing around in my room, and she just threw her 2DS onto the floor.
Why were they in your room?
This was like a few years ago as well, like 3-4 years ago. Yeah, they were in my room for some reason. I came in to like see what was going on, and then I remember just like, and I looked down and I just like stepped on a
2DS. Was it in pieces then?
I mean, it wasn't in pieces. The screen just started turning rainbow coloured. Yeah, I was like, I guess that's revenge for getting in my room. I do feel a bit sorry for her. But yeah, I mean, my dad and my sister obviously rung up Nintendo. Emailed them and said, "Can you fix our 3?" And they never got back to us. They never got back.
It didn't sound like it was fixable.
Yeah, I mean,
you stepped on. Wait, what? Wait, you probably. Did you like crack? Did you like crack the screen? What were you wearing? Football boots?
Oh no!
How did you break
socks,
it,
mate? I just walked onto it.
What?
Cracked. Oh yeah, I'm not that heavy either. It's weird. I just put my foot on it, and then the screen went rainbow coloured. You know, like
I don't get that because 2DSs are literally like slabs. Like they don't break.
I know, but I've had mine for years. It's not broken yet.
But how did you break it then? Like I said, were you wearing football boots? How did you break it?
Just socks from Asda, mate.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I felt a bit bad, but I mean. I just stepped on it and it's broken. Whoops. Oh man.
That's crazy. Did you? So you didn't like stamp on it then? You
just no, I just stepped on it. I was like step, and I was
I don't see how that's. I don't see how that's possible.
And she turned it on, and then it was like cracked down the inside. The inside part was cracked, and there's a rainbow. I'm not that heavy. I'm not even fat. Look at how skinny I know.
What. But I know that's why I'm thinking. Like, okay, if all right, you know, case if if Gorlock the Destroyer walked into your room and stepped on a 2DS, I can see how they would break it. But you are like.
I like how shocked you are. You're so bamboozled.
You, in socks, stepping on a 2DS. I can't imagine would break.
I know. I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know.
You'd have to be wearing like proper boots.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I generally
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bony feet. I am actually there is a point maybe. I do have very bony sort of ligaments. Like my elbows are really bony. Like I've always I remember when I was at like college and I'd fight my friends. They would always end up losing because they would just run into me and hurt themselves. Because like my knees, my feet, my arms, they're very bony. I'm a very bony guy. Like I'm not as skinny as I once was. I've been working out, putting some muscle on. But I've still got very, very strong bones because I drink so much milk. So I've got very hard bones. So I think maybe my foot is very hard. And crack it goes. Otherwise,
you said
mate,
it was 3 years ago.
It was 3-4 years ago, but I've always had hard bones. I've always been known as having hard bones. Like I remember my sister or or a friend would punch me and then hurt themselves. It happens all the time. Like a friend will punch me or try and kick me. And they'll end up being like, and I'm like, what? You shouldn't have kicked me, mate. You know, it's like instant deflect. They hurt themselves instead of me.
Right.
But honestly, mate, yeah, I don't know. I broke my sister's 2DS. It's just like karma, I guess, after breaking my Nintendo DS. I definitely didn't do it on purpose.
You sure?
Oh yeah. Definitely didn't. Joker, actually, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm not that nice.
Yeah, you're not me. Yeah, I can't tell if you did or not.
No, but okay, dead serious. I didn't mean to. I just.
Did you like? You're saying that you stepped on it, but in reality, did you like use both feet and like jumped up and down?
I love how you're soaking. You're like, no way. Dead ass. I don't know how
you can't step on. You can't. No one but Garland the Destroyer can step on a 2DS and break it. I don't believe
I stepped on it and it broke. I mean,
well, it would already have to be like half broken then.
Probably. I don't know if she threw it against the wall
Threw it
6
at a
times
wall.
before. I don't know. Honestly, it just broke. Honestly,
God.
I don't know. Nintendo just like decided to make a weak console. I have no clue, mate. Just no clue. But
Test it with put your 2DS on the floor
oh
and step
no,
on
because
it
it will
and then
break.
try.
It's like I don't know the screen. I don't know the
Oh,
angle I
yours is
stepped
like.
on it.
Oh yeah, yours is like.
Yeah.
Wait, is yours like? How's your 2DS doing?
I don't turn it on because the battery lasts 10 minutes, pretty much 20 minutes at max. So the battery, yeah, I need to get mine fixed. I need to get a new
Like
battery
a new
for
battery,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a new battery. I also need to take it to a repair shop because the charger thing's also gone wacky. So I mean, if I get a new battery for it and take it to a repair shop and get a new charger port, then yeah, my DS will be good as new. I can play games on it for hours. But
Wait, so like it's to test it. Put your DS on the floor.
I'm
and,
not
like,
putting. I'll break it. I'll break.
won't.
You know, I broke my sister's. I'm not gonna break
You won't
mine.
break it.
Honestly, mate, I broke it.
Put your put your 2DS on the floor and step on it and see what
No,
happens.
no. Honestly,
Why?
yeah, because it'll break. Bro, it broke my sister's.
I don't think it will break.
Right,
I
mate,
don't
you try
believe
it. Get your sister's 2DS and you try it.
I'm guaranteed it won't.
Go on then, try.
Actually, it might. I've put on muscle.
Right. See, yeah,
no, me it would because I've put on muscle. But like,
right, but I still managed. I had to break it somehow.
But it was 2020. You said 3 years ago. That's 2021.
I literally put my foot on it, mate, and it broke. What else do you want to say? I'm not Thor the Destroyer. I don't know.
Thor the Destroyer. Thor.
Mate, I just stepped on it, mate. Maybe I have super feet. I have no clue. Step on it, break.
I think you did it on purpose.
No, I did not. I didn't. I'm being serious. I did not do it on purpose, right? And I think we should end the episode here before we because I think we're just gonna go around in circles. I don't know what happened. I just stepped on it. Breaks. I'll let you discover the gravity another time. I have no clue.
Is that right? Oh gosh. You did not step on the DS and break it. You didn't.
Let's end the episode. Okay, please send in your questions and comments to jrsgaming at 135@gmail.com. That's jrsgaming135@gmail.com. Very fast said there, but it's in the link in the description. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, as this will help us out greatly and get the podcast around, and on Spotify. Rate us anywhere you're listening from, please. Yeah. Socials. Just rate us, yeah. Our socials will be in the description below. Our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, Discord server, all of it. It's all in the description. Go check it all out. But until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me. 165 days for Christmas. You know the drill.
You know that. No!